Hey, it's Jacob. Welcome to this new video. So today I want to talk about the truth in terms of low-code AI or no-code AI. Because some people are thinking about maybe doing this instead of like actually using the tools that are existing that people are actually using in order to create products like Python and all of those different ways of moving forward. But like maybe that's you, and you're like, oh, that I'm not really technical. I'm not really good at Python. I'm not really good at coding. I don't know how. I've never written a line of code in my life. This is not for me, right? I'm gonna go the low code AI route or the no code AI route where like basically you can find like solutions online where you just like buy something that is already like kind of pretty much done, and you don't have to use code, but you can kind of like use these tools in order to move forward and create your own products. And if you are non-technical, maybe you're thinking, well, oh, that's for me, right? Like it seems extremely good for me. Those types of product have been done for people like me that don't know about like the technical, right? People that are not non-technical, and it's fine. And here is the thing with that part. Before I keep going, if you want to be part of my contacts, you can click in the link in the description, and you'll get free online. You can and you if I want to share something with you, I'll send you an email. So what I'm saying here is, if you're non-technical, then going the AI or code route, it might be misleading because you might think that it's going to be easier, right? And the learning like the different types of tools are going to like Python, for example, like it's going to require some type of effort into learning how code works, right? Maybe that's not necessarily you, but here's the thing I want you to think about when we talk about low code. It's not, it's more difficult, it's not easier. Now, maybe not in terms of code because you don't have code, but there is going to be a lot of other things that are going to be a lot more difficult to do down the line. So, for example, like you don't have any documentation usually compared to like actual code, like Python, or either like you can find tons and tons of things online. It's a well-known thing, right? You have forums, you have communities. In this case, if you're talking like taking the low code or no code AI approach, you're not going to have any of those things. You're going to be on your own, and maybe like they have like good the customer service or something, and they can help you a little bit, but it's not going to be anywhere near compared to, like as good as having like entire forums of like thousands and thousands of people that have worked with that product, right? So this is something that you need to think about also. Another thing that is going to be difficult is the troubleshooting thing. Understand that if you're going to create a product for yourself, maybe the first version is going to be a very simplified version of what you want to do. Maybe a minimum viable product, an MVP or something like that, something very simple. But as soon as you're going to start like doing actual things that are going to be a little bit more difficult, troubleshooting is going to be part of that process, of the process development of your product. That's just part of it. People don't talk about it, and there are reasons for it, and that's one of the reasons. Like, because, well, it's impossible to troubleshoot because it's a black box. Like maybe the problems that you're encountering here, there is no solution to those things because you don't have access to what's under the hood, and the problem lies under the hood. Just a simple example, like a large language model, if you don't have like access to like ways to modify the large language model in a way where you're doing multiple agents or multiple AIs or different ways of basically identifying what the AI is having trouble with some of the things. What I'm talking about here is like basically using code in order to like troubleshoot things. If you don't have that, and you're not going to have it if you don't have code by definition, right? Then it's not going to be possible to troubleshoot, or it's going to be extremely difficult. Even if, let's say, you have the possibility to troubleshoot. It's going to be a nightmare. So it's going, again, I'm not saying not to do it, but understand that the no code or low code approach might be 10 times more difficult than the other traditional approach. So basically, the idea is it's like a slide that let's say this is you, right? Like you're here and you're using the red slide. Well, the red slide here is you are going to go faster in this instance. Maybe at this point here, it's going to be really fast. And then you're going to keep moving forward, and then you're going to get to here, and it's going to be a wall. Because, well, the goal is, this is your goal, right? You want to create the product. It's like you're going to go extremely fast, but then it's going to be impossible to climb that, right? But instead, the other way is if you go, you're just going to stop at once in this case, right? But if you learn the basic stuff and you move forward step by step and you keep building on what you know, then you're going to take that route. It's going to be more difficult at first, but then at this point, it's not going to be, you're going to reach your goal in a more linear way. And in a way that is not going to be extremely painful to do, you know. It's not misleading, right? Because the problem with that is that at first you're gonna think, well, this is really easy, this is awesome, this is really good when you're here, right? But like the problem is when you're here, you're already invested in the solution. You've worked on it so much, and then you're like, well, I need to move back. I'm not going to move backward again and go the other way, right? Like I've invested too much. So this is not necessarily the best way to go. So if you are non-technical and you don't know how to move forward, what you can do is learn the basics that you need, like no weird libraries, no weird math matrix, or sorry for that, or no matrix multiplication, or no gradient descent. Like learn only the basic tools that you need to move forward, and then that means you're gonna learn a little bit, then you go here, and then you keep learning, and then you keep moving forward, like, but step by step, instead of like going, like using a slide to move extremely fast at first and then getting stuck, right? Because at least in that approach here, you're not going to get stuck. You can always move forward step by step. But the key here, if you're non-technical, is do this by identifying the right things that are actually useful. And I've made tons of videos about it, so you can watch those ones if you're interested in making sure that you're not learning and wasting your time on learning things that don't matter. But this is the idea here. So again, if you want to be part of my personal contacts, click at the link in the description. And if I want to share something with you, I'll send you an email. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.